So it's recording. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tomás again, and here we are going to learn a little bit more about this Unit 2 conflict. Today, I think it's our last lesson of the unit, so this is the Intermediate English course for Business English. This is the Unit 2. This is our 9th lesson. Today is 26th of January 2022. My God, is it a new year already? Oh, sorry, I sorry, I got distracted. Very good. So, look here. In this case, I added this type of activity in order just to break the ice and start talking. Remember that we were dealing with topics such as negotiation and mediation on our last lessons, on our previous lessons. We were talking about that topic. It has come up many times, especially the idea of dealing with conflict here, and so I thought it was proper to include this activity that I hope that you liked it. I hope that you. I'm not sure. Tell me on the comments anything, whether you liked the activity or whether you found it boring, or which were your. Well, look here. This is the assignment. Which of the following are good ways of dealing with conflict in a negotiation? I told you I have never worked in a mediation meeting. Sorry, yes. No, not mediation meeting, mediation case. You're right, very good. So, which of the following are good ways of dealing with conflict in a negotiation? And so, you could say avoid eye contact. That seems highly unlikely because eye contact is essential for any type of communication, don't you think? So, I would say smile a lot, yes. I would say yes. Sorry, let me erase it. But try not to be so, I'm not sure, fake, false. Try to smile like you mean it. You say, ah. Well, yes, don't laugh like that either. So, yes, sit back and appear relaxed. I'm not sure. I think not. Or what do you think? Tell me on the comments. Remember that you can try to always tell me on the comments whether you understand the activities or whether you find it difficult, or which were your options. I mean, your selected ways of dealing with a conflict in a negotiation. I thought it was interesting for you, so I assume it is. No one is coming to class still. I hope someday someone is going to come and learn with me, just like they did with the first time. Just like they did the first time, the first class that we had. I hope. That's my dream. Very good. So it's stop the discussion, come back to it later. I think yes. If you see that there is any, if it is a look here, this is a new expression for you, a heated conversation. Say nothing for a long time. Well, that depends. That's what people say to me. They always say, try to don't talk at all. But well, uh, it could be. We can just, uh, well, you could say yes. Say nothing for a long time. Only if you're asked. I mean, only if you're told to say something. Remember, if someone talks to you, you are supposed to respond. That could be a fairly way to deal with a conflict in a negotiation. And so, well, say, I see what you mean. Oh, I love that expression. Have you ever seen it? I mean, written somewhere? Or maybe have you ever heard it on a movie? Or maybe you have read it on a book? Or maybe on a TV show, a TV series, maybe something that you have watched on the telly or maybe on your phone on a video. Uh-huh. Well, what about this? Find out why the other side is unhappy. Yes, obviously. Come on, do you need to ask? Oh, sorry. Let me just do this here. Focus on the issues, not on personalities. Totally. But please, people afterwards tell me on the comment section which are your ways of dealing with a conflict, if any, in a workplace, at home. Uh, Maybe some of you are have a child. Maybe you have a daughter, or a son, and you have come up with ways of dealing with conflict with them. And it's more or less the same because you need to apply some of the same rules because well, we're all people. That's my opinion. Remember, it's my opinion. If you disagree, you are more than welcome to say it on the comment section. Remember, at least use the comment section to say you don't like what I'm saying. You can say that. You can trust me. Well, say something humorous, obviously. Oh, sorry. Speak calmly and slowly. No, don't be. I told you, don't lie to people. Always try to be. How can I say? Genuine. That's a new expression for you here. Genuine. Same in Spanish. Genuine person. Very good. Sorry. Does that exist? I've never seen. I'm not sure if the word genuine does it exist. Let me just check it on the dictionary, and we'll go on with the class here. Wow, so it does exist. Interesting. Let's see what the guy here has to say about it.
Small talk is a big part of our lives. Some people don't like it, but it's hard to avoid, even at work. Being able to use language to make social situations less awkward is a useful skill, but how best to do it can depend on where you are or where the person you're talking to is from. American people have a reputation for being more direct than British people, more likely to introduce themselves and open up to strangers, telling them where they come from, what they do, how many children they have, that sort of thing. British people are often more reserved about personal matters, preferring to stick to impersonal topics at first, like the weather or the immediate environment. After a while, if a rapport is established, the conversation may move into more personal territory. But this is best done indirectly and sensitively, not with a bold question, which may be interpreted as nosy or brash. Directness and indirectness are forms of politeness, so the rules and styles will vary from one context to another. For example, imagine you're in a meeting and feel cold. You could be direct and say, let's close the window. Or you could be indirect and say, does anyone feel cold? I think I might close the window, if no one minds. Or a colleague may ask, are you very busy? When what they really mean is, I want your help. They asked you indirectly, so that if you can't help or don't want to, you can refuse without giving offence. Being aware of whether the colleagues you're addressing use a more indirect or direct approach can really help you to communicate more effectively in your working life. In our next video, we'll look at some of the wonderful features of English from dialects around the world. Looking forward to seeing you then.
Sorry, I just realized that I had my mic on. I'll play it again, but if you're not interested, you can just skip this part of the video. I actually like the video. It's a very interesting topic. I don't know much about it, and and if you do, then you're very intelligent people. So let's play it again for the ones that are interested. And trust me, this time I'll turn my mic off. I'm so used to talk alone, I'm sorry.
Small talk is a big part of our lives. Some people don't like it, but it's hard to avoid, even at work. Being able to use language to make social situations less awkward is a useful skill, but how best to do it can depend on where you are or where the person you're talking to is from. American people have a reputation for being more direct than British people, more likely to introduce themselves and open up to strangers, telling them where they come from, what they do, how many children they have, that sort of thing. British people are often more reserved about personal matters, preferring to stick to impersonal topics at first, like the weather or the immediate environment. After a while, if a rapport is established, the conversation may move into more personal territory, but this is best done indirectly and sensitively, not with a bold question, which may be interpreted as nosy or brash. Directness and indirectness are forms of politeness, so the rules and styles will vary from one context to another. For example, imagine you're in a meeting and feel cold. You could be direct and say, let's close the window. Or you could be indirect and say, does anyone feel cold? I think I might close the window, if no one minds. Or a colleague may ask, are you very busy? When what they really mean is, I want your help. They asked you indirectly, so that if you can't help or don't want to, you can refuse without giving offence. Being aware of whether the colleagues you're addressing use a more indirect or direct approach can really help you to communicate more effectively in your working life. In our next video, we'll look at some of the wonderful features of English from dialects around the world.
Right. So, for those of you who were interested on the video, the guy was talking about something that in English it's called report. I'm not sure if you have ever heard of that expression. It's the type of personal connection that you can have with a person, with any person. It can be with a student. Mostly it deals with people that you're not actually familiar with. People, for example, any stranger, or even you, you, my students, uh, the word report actually deals with that. It's the idea of a connection that I can have with someone. I, someone or something. If you think animals are objects, I think it's although all I'm sure that every one of you is going to tell me that an animal is not an object. How can you say it's an object? But well, remember that in English, animals are objects, and that's why we use the pronoun it. Well, for example, but sorry, I got distracted. Uh-huh. In this case here, the man talks about the way we are supposed to deal with direct and indirect expressions. How can we, although we are actually, this is actually the following topic, so it's perfect. I would have loved to design a whole activity based on it, but well, it caught me off guard. I didn't actually know there was a video about it. I would have loved to include it on the lesson. Yes, on the lesson. Well, now you know the report is the type of connection, the type of maybe no, I'm not going to search for a synonym because I think I just defined it correctly, and I'm not going to confuse you. Well, so the guy was talking about direct and indirect expressions. I I I really hope you liked the video because I found it very interesting, at least for me. If you're interested on that sort on languages and linguistics, because I told you on macmillans.com there is usually a guy in a video talking a little bit about context and the differences between British and American English, uh, which people, which teachers don't normally teach much about it, and so it's always interesting to find the differences, especially in order not to uh, appear as an odd odd person, in order not to sound like an odd person, in order to sound fluid and speaking properly, correctly, using the proper words in the correct context. And that's why it is always so interesting to learn the differences between British and American English. I hope you like it as well. Tell me in the comments whether you like the topic, whether you would like to know more about it, uh, because it's so well. It's interesting. I hope you like it. I really do. Tell me in the comments whether you find it interesting. Then, very good. So, okay. So, from all of this, only three seem to be not this one here, this one here, and this one here. Only three seem not to be, in my opinion, not to be proper. Uh, not to function properly as a way of dealing with a conflict. So, probably you. Very good. So, well, afterwards, on the comment section, tell me your list of good ways of dealing with a conflict. Tell me if you use any of all of this in all of your work meetings, or maybe when you are sitting with a colleague and talking, or whether you have ever used any of all of this in a, well, I told you, in a meeting, when you're in a social gathering with your boss, although it's a social gathering, but when you're having an argument with a colleague, whether you use any of all these tools, strategies to deal with a conflict, in any sort of situation, in all sorts of situations in which there is a conflict. Sorry to be so redundant. Very good. So here I have a very interesting listening activity. We have it here. It says 10.3, a union representative meets a general manager. The representative is angry because the company's staff are no longer allowed to use the company car park. I love this expression, car park. Listen to the conversation and answer these questions. What is the general manager's first suggestion to solve the problem? Why does the union representative reject the suggestion? And what solution do they finally agree on? So now we're going to listen to them. Listen to the audio. I hope you have it at hand. Remember that you can always that I hope you always watch these videos after you have finished the guides, so as uh, so that it can be useful for you. I hope. So very good. Uh, I'm going to share it now with you.
Recording 10.3.
We just don't have enough spaces for everyone. We need the spaces for managers and customers who visit us. Sorry, Tracy, but that's it.
Well, you'll have to think again. Our staff arrive early. They need somewhere to park.
Look, Tracy, I understand what you're saying, but it just isn't possible anymore.
Well, that's a typical management attitude. The staff are not going to accept it. I warn you, Tom, this could lead to a strike.
Oh, come on, Tracy. You know we've got a parking problem. We've got to do something about it. Okay, how about this? What if we keep 5 spaces for staff, and it's first come, first served?
Sorry, that isn't good enough. It's not a solution to the parking problem, and you know it.
There is another possibility. How about if the staff park their cars in the car park near the station?
Some of them do that already. But they have to pay quite a bit, you know. The cost goes up every 6 months. You can't expect everyone to do that, surely.
Okay, Tracy. What if we could help towards the cost? We might be able to pay, say, 30%?
Yes, it's worth considering. It might help.
Right. I'll discuss this proposal at the next board meeting. Staff will park in the public car park, and we'll contribute 30% towards the cost.
Fine. That's it then.
Okay, so now we're going to listen to it again. I was only able to answer one question, so let's see what I can take out of it, take from it.
Recording 10.3.
We just don't have enough spaces for everyone. We need the spaces for managers and customers who visit us. Sorry, Tracy, but that's it.
Well, you'll have to think again. Our staff arrive early. They need somewhere to park.
Look, Tracy, I understand what you're saying, but it just isn't possible anymore.
Well, that's a typical management attitude. The staff are not going to accept it. I warn you, Tom, this could lead to a strike.
Oh, come on, Tracy. You know we've got a parking problem. We've got to do something about it. Okay, how about this? What if we keep 5 spaces for staff, and it's first come, first served?
Sorry, that isn't good enough. It's not a solution to the parking problem, and you know it.
There is another possibility. How about if the staff park their cars in the car park near the station?
Some of them do that already. But they have to pay quite a bit, you know. The cost goes up every 6 months. You can't expect everyone to do that, surely.
Okay, Tracy. What if we could help towards the cost? We might be able to pay, say, 30%?
Yes, it's worth considering. It might help.
Right. I'll discuss this proposal at the next board meeting. Staff will park in the public car park, and we'll contribute 30% towards the cost.
Fine, that's it then.
Very good. So I hope you were able to finish it. I wasn't. So probably you have a very good listening audio, better than mine. Okay, so here we are. These are my answers. I'm not sure if there is anything wrong, then I'm going to break my oath and I'm going to listen to the audio again so that I can finish this one here. But well, in general, remember the man talked about the way they were no longer allowed to use the company car park, as it says here. And well, the lady said that it would lead to a strike. Have you ever heard of that expression, a strike? Well, a little bit like that. Very good. A strike. Uh-huh. Very good. So, a strike. And so, for example, ask yourself, what is the general manager's first suggestion to solve the problem? He has 2 suggestions. And well, I'm not sure on the second one, but I think I know a little bit about it. So, well, you could say that the man said we could keep 5 spaces for not 2 staff, for the staff. Let me just change it right there. For staff, no, for the company's staff. For the company's staff, and it's a first come. It's a first come, first served situation. If you wrote it answered like that, then you are correct. Congratulations. Have you ever seen that expression, first come, first served? And well, why does a union representative reject the suggestion? It doesn't give much of a real answer. But she says that's not the solution to the problem, and you know it. I added you know it. Well, because I like it. Right, and you know it. And what solution do they finally agree on? Well, I'm going to. I told you I'm going to listen to it afterwards again, and I'm going to write down the answer for it. But in my opinion, I think he said that the solution to the problem was that they would all contribute to paying for a car park. I mean, they would all share the money together, and they would pay for a parking spaces in a in a parking lot that it was rather expensive for the unions and the company staff, and so they would all share the cost for it. I think that was the solution. Don't you think? I'm not sure. Trust. Don't worry. Afterwards, I'm going to check it, and I'm going to tell you. Very good. So I'm going to add it right there. Everyone contributing for a, a contributing financially. I love that expression. For a parking lot, parking space. For a common parking space. I think so. Afterwards, I'm going to check the answer. I'm going to tell you, but if you wrote something like that, if you answered like that, then you're probably right. Congratulations. Yes, very good. And so, well, here, now we're going to listen to it again because we have the next activity, activity C. Listen again and complete the extracts. And so, in this case, this is a more linguistic type of activity that I hope that I like. I'm not sure about you. I hope you do. So we're going to listen to it again, and well, it gives me the, the excuse to listen to it again. Sorry. Don't do that. Trust me. Well, now I'm going to listen to it again. I'm going to mute myself, and we're going to. You're going to finish it with me. Here it says, "Look, Tracy, I understand." That's a new expression. What understand what you are da da da, but it just isn't possible anymore. And two, it says here, we've got to do something about it. Okay, da da da, this, da da da. We keep 5 spaces full staff, and it's first come, first served. Well, now I'm going to change my answer then. Yes, we can just erase this expression here. If you wrote it like that, then it's okay, it's very good, it's correct. But well, I'm going to change my answer here. Keeping 5 spaces full staff, and it's a first come, first served situation. So here we keep 5 spaces full staff, and it's first come, first served. Have you ever seen that expression? Which is the equivalent in Spanish? Tell me on the comment section. Really, tell me on the comment section which is the expression. There is an equivalent in Spanish, right? I think there is. Very good. So it says here, there's another da da da. How about if the staff park the cars in the car park near the station? Well, yes. It says here number 3. There's another da da da. In number 4, it says, okay, Tracy, What if we help towards the cost? We be able to pay, say, 30% near the station. Right. Very good. So now we're going to listen to it again and we're going to finish this. I'm going to finish it with you here. Let me just do it again.
Recording 10.3.
We just don't have enough spaces for everyone. We need the spaces for managers and customers who visit us. Sorry, Tracy, but that's it.
Well, you'll have to think again. Our staff arrive early. They need somewhere to park.
Look, Tracy, I understand what you're saying, but it just isn't possible anymore.
Well, that's a typical management attitude. The staff are not going to accept it. I warn you, Tom, this could lead to a strike.
Oh, come on, Tracy. You know we've got a parking problem. We've got to do something about it. Okay, how about this? What if we keep 5 spaces for staff and it's first come, first served?
Sorry, that isn't good enough. It's not a solution to the parking problem and you know it.
There is another possibility. How about if the staff park their cars in the car park near the station?
Some of them do that already. But they have to pay quite a bit, you know. The cost goes up every 6 months. You can't expect everyone to do that, surely.
Okay, Tracy. What if we could help towards the cost? We might be able to pay, say, 30%?
Yes, it's worth considering. It might help.
Right. I'll discuss this proposal at the next board meeting. Staff will park in the public car park and we'll contribute 30% towards the cost.
Fine, that's it then.
Very good. So these are my answers to the recording, and now I'm going to say it right here on the previous one. Everyone contributing financially for a common parking space. I'm going to add it here near the station. Sorry, for a common car park. Car park near the space station. That's it. So that's the final answer in number 3. It says everyone contributing financially for a parking space in a car park near the station. So well, I hope that was your answer, and that is the correct one, and I'm going to send it and share it with you afterwards. I'm going to send it. And well, that was the previous exercise here, and we're going to finish this one. Look, these are very interesting, really interesting expressions. The same as what the guy said in the video on the website, on Macmillan's dictionary website. Those are very common, very how can I say, very fixed expression. It says here, look, Tracy, I understand what you're saying. Here it says it's a very remember when we talked about sympathetic? It's a very sympathetic expression. Remember there it says, I understand what you're saying, but it just isn't possible anymore. Afterwards on the comments, you may try, sorry, it's not a it's optional, but well, if it's optional then it's pointless. But you can always ask yourself, why isn't it possible anymore? And well, you are going to answer me that it's because they had to use the parking space for customers and managers. That was what the man was saying. And here in number two it says we've got to do something about it. Okay, this is a very interesting expression. How about this? What if, sorry, I'm going to move it right here. It says here, how about this? What if we keep 5 spaces for staff and it's first come, first served? Well then, that if you have it like that, then you are correct. Well, I'm going to leave it right here so that you can use it afterwards. I hope you enjoyed the activity on the previous lesson, on the one that we finished last week. Remember when we were studying about adjective formation, and I actually enjoyed it. I always like it because it drives you crazy. The amount of variables that you can have on a single word, it's fascinating. Very good. Okay, we're going to move on. What if we keep 5 spaces for staff? And so in number 3, the man still presents options. The man says there's another possibility. How about if the staff park their cars in the car park near the station? It's almost like a tongue twister. How about if the staff park their cars in the car park near the station? My God, it's even hard for me. Right. So, and what does the and well, I think that's the solution they agree on, right? So, well, here it says, and the man finally says, okay, Tracy, what if we could help towards the cost? We might be able to pay, say, 30%. And remember, this is more like the type of indirect expressions that the man was talking about. Do you think that we Argentines use indirect expressions when we say, che, ¿no te parecería que nos vendría bien esto? O es como que nos serviría mejor esto, ¿no? Es that type of expressions, maybe. Tell me in the comment section, do we use direct or indirect expressions? Remember what the man was talking about as regards British English. Sometimes British people, they do, trust me, I've been in Britain, and they do use indirect expressions. It's nothing. It's not rude to say they usually like to talk about the weather. I hope they don't find it disrespectful. I find it actually cute. uh, Very good. We might be able to pay, say, 30%. And so, what does the woman reply here? She says, "Well, okay, we can do that." And the man says, What does he say? I'll talk it over with the managing. Uh, I think he said partners, right? Well, the managing, the board of directors, you could say. Here, let me add it. Board of directors. Could help towards the cost, and we might be able to pay, say, 30%. And well, here, now we're going to do the final activity. And well, In this case, this is a little bit more boring than the previous ones. It says here, discuss whether the extracts in exercise C are examples of calming people down or creating solutions. Well, useful language, it says here, calming people down. Remember, what did the man say? Remember in the first expression, look, Tracy, I understand what you're saying. But it just isn't possible anymore. Remember, it's a way to show empathy. I'm going to add it right here. Empathy, well, empathy here. And so there's another expression here. It says, I can see your point of view. Another variable, it's I see your point as well. You can say, sorry, yes. Here I'm going to add it right here because I don't have much space. Right. So, see your point. That's that's an expression when you acknowledgement in this case. So I'm going to add it right here. Acknowledgement, yes. Such a long word. So it says here, well, I can see your point of view. Another variable then, it's I see your point. We have the same expression in Spanish, I think. When we say entiendo lo que decís o veo o entiendo, that would be this type of representation. I can see your point of view. And another one here, it says, well, I know, I see what you mean. Do they use that? I'm not sure. No, it doesn't say anything about it. Well, the only example of calming people down here, it's this one. Look, Tracy, I understand what you're saying. That would be the only example. Or maybe, well, I know I see what you mean. And interesting. Why don't we come back to it later? That's that was a little bit more related to the previous one. Remember? No, sorry. This one here. Stop the discussion and come back to it later. Remember? And so, well, yes, they don't actually say that. So there's no example of calming people down using that expression at least. It says here, let's have a break and come back with some fresh ideas. Some people sometimes they say, let's take some air. Sorry, no. Sorry, I got confused. Going. You're right. Very good. It says here, you don't have to worry about. And well, that's why he says here, Look, Tracy, what if we could help towards the cost we might be able to pay? 30%. I love this expression, say, because this is uh, the closest English translation of the Argentine expression ponele. In my opinion, I think this it's the closest one, and that's why I love it. But well, you can always say that I'm wrong. That, but actually, ponele doesn't have a translation. It doesn't. It's a very interesting linguistic phenomenon. Very good. Creating solutions. Compromise could be to da da da. All right, and he says, how about if da da da? And so here he says it. How about this? What if we da da da? And so, well, yes, he created as try to reach a solution. Remember, it's the expression to reach a solution. I'm going to add it right here. To come up to reach. Sorry. Yes. Reach to come up with. Um, sorry, I'm going to erase it right here. To come up with, to reach a solution. And well, the man says, how about if? And so we're going to underline it here. So he proposed a solution, and that's why he used the expression, how about if? Right, so, and he says, what if? And does he say, what if? What if? Yes, he says, what if? And so, well, that's another example of of trying to reach a solution, trying to come up with a solution. Another example there, it says, let's look at this another way. Interesting. I had never read that before. Right. Another possibility is, and I think it doesn't have it, and so it's not there. So, yes. And what about closing a negotiation? It says here, let's see what we've got. And I'm not sure if he said it. No, he didn't. No one said, let's see what we've got. So, well, here it says, closing a negotiation. Let's see what we've got. Da da da. And can I over what we agreed? It's a way to remember to relay. I told that expression. Do you remember? It's to relay what someone else has just proposed, what someone else has just said. And so, and another one here it says, let's go over the main points again. And well, it's another way of relaying, of going over. Going over what has just been said. That would be the correct expression there. And well, let's move on. It says here. Okay, I think that covers everything. And yes, it's a way to say. It's a way to summarize as well. So finally, we've got a deal, and the man says, and we also have fine, fine, right. That's it then. And let's see. I think that's what Tracy said. All right, that's it then. That's one of the examples I can say, but of creating solutions. So there is no closing negotiation expression. There is only one expression from this category, and we have two of this one here. And well, I hope you liked it. That's an example of a negotiation, of a bargain. Bargain, yes, of a bargain. That's the expression for it. Bargain. And well, I hope you liked it, and I'm going to stop the recording now. I'm going to upload the video on YouTube, and I'm going to share the link with you. Yeah, with you here, and we'll see you again next week. And I hope you like it. As always, tell me something on the comments, anything that you can think of. Tell me your list. I'd love to know something about you. Tell me about which of the following of the which were the good ways that you which of these strategies did you take as effective when it comes to dealing with a conflict. Remember that you can tell me on the comments, because I'd love to know. And I've seen, I've checked that very few people have watched the videos, and not many have finished the guides. So I hope you're all okay, and we'll see each other again next week. As always, remember that you can come to class and you can learn firsthand and practice pronunciation. Well, I always say that, I constantly say that. But if you prefer this type of lesson, of this form of learning, you can also say that on the comments as well, so that I can stop bothering you. Very good. Goodbye, boys and girls, and I hope you're all okay. It's the beginning of the year. This was the last lesson from negotiation, and the next one will be about a very interesting topic, which is stress. So I truly hope that someone of you comes to the lesson, because it's a very cool topic. Right, so I'm going to finish this recording. Goodbye, everyone.